CDS account number and confirm the client is there. So we push the buyer to the market, as you can see.
This event wouldn't have come at a better time. As you are aware, the Affordable Housing Program is designed to provide decent, accessible, yet affordable housing.
We're excited about the launch of the Laptrust Imara I-REIT, the first REIT in Kenya promoted by a pension fund. REITs are the intersection of institutional real estate and capital. Without real estate, there would be no REITs, and without capital, there would be no REITs. It is a partnership. At the heart of that partnership here in Kenya is the partnership between institutions, and the KPDA is the partner for institutional real estate. The KPDA works across the real estate sector, and we're happy here today to pledge our support for REITs and indeed institutional real estate. It is estimated that the REIT sector could grow up to 1.5 to 2 trillion shillings over the next 10 to 15 years. That level of capital mobilization could create over 12 million square meters of new real estate and create millions of jobs. The real estate sector is one of the largest urban employment sectors in Kenya, and REITs can help provide even more jobs to city dwellers.
As the regulator, we have provided the necessary framework to ensure that the vision and the aim and goals that are pursued in the pension industry are attained. May I take this opportunity to thank Laptrust for taking the initiative to lead and to provide the most intended and viable solution in unlocking a sector that has remained stagnant for a long period of time. This initiative will go a long way in providing liquidity that is much needed when a pensioner requires his or her payment. Now, to the other players in the industry, please accept the clarion call from Laptrust. Let Laptrust not play alone in this industry. We need competition so that we can ascertain whether the product in the market is viable, and also for us as the regulator to have a panoramic view upon which to continue providing that environment for you to benefit from the pension fund.
The ministry, through the State Department for Housing and Urban Development, has been a key driver of the REIT's discussion and has been working closely with the Capital Markets Authority and Nairobi Securities Exchange on the development of innovative investment products to support affordable housing. We have also engaged local pension funds to participate in the affordable housing program to help unlock value from their illiquid land assets, and through the program and the capital markets, they can convert underutilized land into profitable cash-generating developments. To make this a success, we have recently engaged a panel of financial experts and transaction advisors to develop these REITs and other innovative financing instruments to successfully bring together viable investment opportunities with the country's development agenda.
Owing to the restricted nature of the Real Estate Investment Trust, the Laptrust, and that is the promoter, has committed to maintain 100% ownership of the REIT securities for a period of 3 years after the listing date. For us, then it means that it gives us some diversity and confidence that the market will continue to function and exceptionally well. That growth in real estate investment will be supported in a big way when the government prioritizes affordable housing agenda. And for us, this is very, very, very important because it's a major and a key component of Kenya Kwanza Manifesto and the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. Housing construction is important in inducing vibrancy in economic activities across all other sectors and create jobs at all levels.
It is yet another wonderful occasion to join Kenya's capital markets fraternity in celebrating an exceptional milestone. We are here today to witness the listing by introduction of the first real estate investment trust instrument to be issued by a pension scheme. This momentous listing signifies the evolution of our capital markets, which have consistently shown resilience in the face of challenging local and global financial developments, as well as responsiveness to the needs of a market that gets increasingly complex and sophisticated with each passing day. Our capital markets capacity to evolve on a sustainable, continuing basis is therefore a critical pillar of our competitiveness as an economy, and it is also a fundamental factor of our ability to finance development, thereby creating jobs and alleviating poverty. Today's introduction of the Laptrust Imara Real Estate Investment Trust is the culmination of commendable collaboration among industry stakeholders in pursuit of innovative instruments that enhance the credibility, competitiveness, liquidity, and efficiency of our capital markets. It is important to appreciate the role of a well-developed financial sector in powering national economic development. The presence of deep and efficient markets is a fundamental precondition for further economic growth. Kenya's financial sector is strong, competitive, and I say vibrant as well. A debt and equity market like ours has been effective in mobilizing domestic as well as international capital, thereby complementing other forms of financing, fostering the rational embrace of elements of risk inherent in new, innovative, and pioneering enterprises, and supporting long-term investment. The government is committed to expanding opportunities for both investors and issuers in Kenya. It is imperative for our capital markets to devise appropriate mechanisms that leverage the savings component of all funds, including Hustler Fund, diaspora remittances, bank deposits, capital markets, SACCOs, insurance plans, savings held in fintech and other assets, to provide a sustainable critical mass of capital to finance the transformation of our country. For sustainability, these mechanisms must be affordable to borrowers while giving an attractive return to savers. And I am persuaded that our capital markets can offer reliable alternative funding for all categories and sizes of business, which is also responsive to their long-term strategic intentions. This is how, by saving, Kenyans at the bottom of the economic pyramid can become lenders and investors who finance national development and economic growth. I've been to various parts of the country spreading the transformational footprint of our affordable housing program. It is our intention to increase the availability of cheap and safe houses so as to plug the housing deficit, which currently stands at about 5 million units. The execution will combine efficient building and construction, consumption of local materials and locally manufactured accessories and fixtures, and the employment of hundreds of thousands of both skilled and unskilled workers. Just to put it in context, we managed to unravel this whole sector about real estate, which was for a very long time hostage to high-end development of housing units. In fact, of the 50,000 units that were built every year, you could hardly get 2% of it being affordable. We decided to intentionally and deliberately desegregate the housing sector, and the biggest component that always impeded the development of not just affordable housing, but housing in general, was the cost of land. In fact, it contributed maybe up to anywhere between 20 and 30% of the cost of a house. We have since, as a government, made land for construction of houses free. And I want to congratulate many counties that have made close to 4,000 acres of land in very prime land in many parts of our towns across Kenya, worth anywhere between 20 and 30 billion Kenya shillings. That's the land that currently is available for housing that you don't have to pay for. We are already doing the units in 11 counties. We have advertised by 30th of this month, another 7 counties. And we are on course to ensuring that we not only meet the 200,000 housing units, but we surpass it. And therefore, I am challenging our pension schemes to step up and provide the offtake. I know a fund manager is looking at a treasury bond, and that gives him a fair return. I want to encourage you that you will not only get a fair return by investing in our housing scheme, but you will have big impact. You can look at a house and you can proudly say, I supported Kenya, a Kenyan to have a roof over their heads.